mile in fog patches and showers early Friday, but improving to greater than 6 miles on Friday morning.
Stars shining bright above me. Night breezes seem to whisper.
MediaGirlz Podcast, Episode 4, Tips for Time Management and Best Spots to Read in Puebla.
Hi!
Hi! Welcome to a new MediaGirlz episode.
As we said in our last episode, sometimes it is difficult for people to organize their schedule. Because of that, sometimes we don't have enough time for ourselves to enjoy movies and books.
Oh my god, that happens to me all the time. I have to study and train most of the time. When I have free time, I usually spend it on social media.
Exactly. Don't be like Esme and be sure to make time for yourself and your hobbies.
That's why in the first part of the video, we decided to give some advices to organize your schedule.
Some of the best ways of organizing are with agendas and to-do lists. This can be done on paper for people who prefer analog methods, and it can also be done digitally through apps.
For the part of using paper, you can either choose between an agenda that already comes organized and printed, or make your own templates online or by hand.
I personally love using paper, and there are lots of great options on Amazon, or you can look in your local craft stores. In Puebla, there are Office Depot, Imperlumen, and multiple papelerias. Some of the designs are super cute and really well done.
I like doing my own agendas since you can personalize them completely and decorate them with your own personal sense of style. You can use regular notebook or a bullet journal to start.
Yes, that's such a good point. Both of these options have pros, and it is up to you to choose which one you like based on the one that works for you.
Totally. I used to struggle so much when I used a calendar, but now that I use an agenda, my life is so much easier and organized.
I love using calendars to organize myself. They're starting to help me in accomplishing my goals in time and to keep track of my productivity during the day. They are my new favorite thing, and I am also so excited to see my progress.
I myself am an avid user of digital to-do lists, and we all have compiled some app recommendations for you all. The first is Notion, which personally I also use for school, and it is synced on my laptop and phone, as it is available both on them. It is very personalizable, and you can make it into whatever you want with a simple interface. The to-do list option is quite useful, and you can also add extra widgets to track your progress with reading or watching goals. It's available on iOS, Android, Windows, Mac, and basically everywhere. We have the app Done, which is a simple habit tracker that's available on phone, which is very intuitive and visual. It is very easy for beginners in the to-do list application world, and I think it is one of the best introductions to digital lists. Last, we have Doing, which is an app that is very cute visually and has a very lively approach. It tracks day by day, and you can switch tasks to different days, change the order, etc.
My favorite calendar apps are Structured Daily Agenda. I like it because it is very visual. It looks like a pretty timeline. Also, you can choose the colors and icons that you like. It is very easy to use, and the price of the Pro version is very accessible. BusyCal is like a calendar, and you can personalize it with different colors, and it has a very nice structure. And the last is Opus One. It's also like BusyCal, but it's more like organized, and like it's a bit more difficult to use, but it's also very useful.
The next part of the episode will be specifically for our fellow residents of Puebla City, Mexico.
That's right. We will be recommending some of the best spots to read in the city. First, we recommend checking your local bookstore, as usually they will have some nice spots to read. However, if this is not the case, you still have many options.
Personally, I'm a person who enjoys reading with a nice latte in hand, so cafes are usually my favorite spots to read. Of course, you can head to Starbucks, but it's usually very crowded, so if you're like me and don't own any noise-canceling headphones, you can head to either of Batequerate's two locations, as they are usually quieter, especially one in Plaza Santa Fe. A big plus is that they offer vegan and gluten-free options. Another option is a cafe called Sol Bali, a different but very cute one, and you should definitely check it out.
Another thing you can do is head to the public library, as they most definitely will be quiet, and usually offer spaces to read both books you check out from there and your own. The General Ignacio Zaragoza Library has a really nice spot in front of a fountain, and the benches are a decent size. The only downside here is that you cannot eat or have matcha.
Next, we want to recommend the Parque Ecológico, especially during the earlier hours of the day. The most noise you can find there at the early hours is some yoga class or something or someone walking their dog. So really, it's very quiet. It is, of course, an open space, so nature gives a very nice ambience. But if you read something very emotional, you might end up crying in public, so be careful. Lastly, the main areas where people commute are noisy, but your school likely has a library, and you can go there. There's also usually certain times where the cafeterias are less crowded. Be sure to check.
That has been all for today's episode, and we hope you enjoyed it. We are also available on Instagram as mediagirlz, and we make weekly posts. Last week was an exception as we took a break, but we are back.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode and are staying tuned for the next.
That's all for today. Thank you so much for staying. Goodbye.
Bye!
Bye!
Oh, 1 mile in fog patches and showers early Friday, but improving to greater than 6 miles on Friday morning.
Stars shining bright.